in terms of accessing genetic services, and I guess this is where my big disclaimer, I'm very familiar with the process in WA. In terms of finding out how to see a genetic counsellor, the first step for anybody, regardless of where they are, is to talk with your existing medical team. Now, whether you're managed by a specialist, a GP, whoever knows you and your history and is your regular medical professional, you'd want to be chatting to them about, is there a role for genetics in me with my case? Have we done any genetic testing? Could I be referred to genetic services? Have a chat with your existing medical team and see what they think as a first port of call. Generally, with most genetic services, a referral is required from either a medical specialist or GP. Some services do accept self-referrals, but it depends on the specifics relating to that. Now, the best thing about this, because this can be confusing, all of this, can I see them, can I not? Every public genetic service will always have what's called a duty genetic counsellor on call any given day. You can phone your state genetic service and you can have a chat to them and you can say, this is what's going on in my family. Am I eligible to see genetic services? If I was to be referred, should my specialist be referring me or my GP? How long is the waiting list? Do you offer testing? All those sorts of things. So don't ever be afraid to pick up the phone and ring. So how do I know who to ring? I hear you all asking. If you visit, there's a fantastic website, by the way, called genetics.edu.au. So this is the Centre for Genetics Education, and they have a brilliant amount of fact sheets, loads of good information and resources. It's where GPs can go, health professionals can go, genetic counsellors use it all the time when we're talking to people and want some nice, easy to read handouts. And if you visit that website, so I've got a little screen capture on the screen, genetics.edu.au, genetic services. So you can even find on that home screen there on the toolbar, it's up the top there, genetic services. And when you click that, you will see that the genetic services are divided into several different options. You would want to, for someone with MITO, you would want to click on general genetics clinics. So you're probably not going through the cancer genetics, you're not going through fetal medicine. Some states there are a specialty service that is applicable, but general genetics is the ideal place to start. When you click that, you can then click on your state. Now, New South Wales, due to the size and the amount of genetic services you have, they're divided into metro and regional, but every other state, you just click on your state or territory and a listing comes up with website, phone number, email address. You can pick one that is closest to your home and you can call them and just have a chat to the duty genetic counsellor and find out if you can be seen by that genetic service and what is the process, okay? Now, pretty much everything I've been talking about so far relates to the public health service and public genetic services. There is also an option to see a genetic counsellor privately, and this also differs quite significantly state by state. Now, back on that genetics website that I've just been talking about, right down the bottom of that list, you can also see a link, private genetic services, and that will take you to this other website I've got listed here, which is HGSA, stands for the Human Genetic Society of Australia. And they've got a database or a registry there of all private genetic counsellors in private practice. Now, as with many other areas of health and medicine, private may mean a reduction in waiting time, but it does come at a cost. Private genetic counsellors often specialise, and it's more common to find private genetic counsellors in either the area of cancer or in the area of prenatal and family planning. So it was definitely worth, if you find yourself reaching out to a private genetic counsellor, to touch base and make sure that they are able and comfortable to talk to you about MITO prior to booking an appointment, and certainly prior to paying any of their fees, okay? Any genetic testing that is ordered through the public genetic services is generally free of charge and covered by the government. If there are any costs involved, it would be disclosed in whole to you quite early on. You will never get a nasty surprise with a bill for genetic testing through the public service. Private genetic counsellors, generally there will be fees involved for any sort of genetic testing, and these fees can range from hundreds through to thousands of dollars. But of course, they would detail any fees involved as well.